Hey guys, this video is way overdue and I'm really sorry. I had every intention of taking you with us along this journey, trying to conceive our next baby after our chemical miscarriage on Thanksgiving, but life happened. I will be sharing with you my BBT chart. It was my first month charting and it was a huge eye-opener. And it was definitely a roller coaster ride. So let me fix this hormonal acne, which happened because I am pregnant again. It's January 20th. Wow, this video is a lot later than I thought it would be. So I'm gonna go fix all of this so it's not as distracting, and I will be right back with you. Or we could just do this. Could we just do this instead? It literally hides nothing that I want it to hide. Come on. What do you think? Alright. We'll be back with the BBT charting, the OPKs, the PCOS, and all of that. Okay, so I'm going to go over my first month of BBT charting. I'll show you some of my OPKs. I'll talk about a little bit of PCOS and what it looks like. And then I'll show you some of my pregnancy tests from super faint all the way till a dye stealer, my very first ever dye stealer. Okay, so here are my ovulation tests from the beginning of December. And you can kind of see that a lot of them are pretty close to positive. And this is just what PCOS looks like. For some people, they get really faint lines when they have PCOS, and I'm just the opposite. So here we have the beginning, middle-ish of December, and it looks like I got a positive on cycle day 17. And you can tell that that second line is actually just a tiny bit darker than the control line, but for me, I typically can't really consider a positive ovulation test until it's super blazing positive. But I was taking pink stork fertility during this time, so I was assuming that this was going to be my actual ovulation date, so we were bedding down a lot during this time. So here's what my chart started to look like. And it actually did confirm that I had ovulated. Here's the different apps that I was using just because I'm OCD. But I definitely stuck with Fertility Friend just because it seemed to make the most sense to me. So as you can see here, I did have a normal temp shift. I had a typical estrogen surge here at 5 DPO. Usually that happens anywhere between 2 and 5 DPO. And then I had a quote-unquote implantation dip, which is not scientifically proven to say that you actually implanted. It's normal to happen between 7 and 12 DPO, and mine happened at 8. I did also feel, I have this picture because I also did feel the egg traveling down, which some people might say that's bullshit, but I do have a couple of friends that are also very hyper aware of their bodies and can feel things like this happening. Then it was Christmas Day and I was testing with a pregnancy test and nothing came up positive. I thought I saw one maybe faint line, but just for shits and giggles, I took an ovulation test the day after Christmas because I felt like something was definitely going on, and obviously my pregnancy tests were coming up negative. And Eureka! That is what my actual positive OPKs look like. I'll show you a closer picture of that. That's what it looks like. That is what I can truly consider a positive ovulation test. Clearly, it does look like I had a temp shift and everything, but you can tell it just didn't happen. So that's going to be my positive ovulation. We were up north with family, and so we could actually only bed down one time over Christmas, which was that day that I got the positive ovulation test on the day after Christmas. And all of a sudden, so I did log that, and it didn't change anything. And everyone, I did post in my groups, and everyone said that everyone most likely will have a LH surge right before their period. And I just knew in my heart, my period was not about to start. So, this is what Fertility Friend sent me a message saying that they no longer give me crosshairs because of the new information that I put in with my ovulation test. So, I took out the other positive ovulation tests that were right here. Even though I did have a temp shift and everything looked perfect, boom, there is my new ovulation. I just wanted to show you this too. I monitor my heart rate, and if you can look closely, the orange lines are my resting heart rate, and it's really funny how it mimics the same type of pattern as my temperatures. So I do want to talk a little bit more about that. Maybe I'll do that in another video because I have some really cool facts and images to show you regarding your resting heart rate and trying to conceive. But I'm going to move on from that for now. Here is from January 3rd, when we finally got back home. This would be my very, very first faint positive. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right there. This was at 8:46 p.m. It would technically be 7 DPO. I did feel implantation happen the night before, and this is 24 hours later. You can see maybe a faint something, but I did do an inverted, oh, that's dirty, isn't it? Cool. And you can kind of see that little bit of a line there. Here's my Pregmate. So clearly, if you look between these brands, this is the pre-mom, and I would say that these are the best so far for identifying the earliest positives. And you can kind of see the comparison there. So this is only at 7 DPO. This is 8 DPO, I'm sorry. And this is my first morning urine. So I got my first positive on the 3rd, which would have been 7 DPO, which is really crazy. I usually don't get a positive until 12 DPO. With my chemical pregnancy last month, I did get a positive at 9 DPO, which was, I thought, early, so this is even earlier. And this is the 4th of January, so 8 DPO. Lines are just a little bit clearer. And it's my second morning urine, around noon. And you can just see them really starting to progress. 9 DPO first morning urine, 8 DPO second morning urine, so that's quite a difference there. I tried an LH strip because someone in the group was trying to test with their ovulation test to see if they were pregnant, and a lot of people give them shade because they say if your ovulation test comes up positive, your pregnancy test will be blazing positive by that point, and I just want to show that that's not the case. This is from the 5th of January, so it's 9 DPO, first morning urine. My test is almost positive for my ovulation, and my pregnancy test is very faint. So for those who like to use the ovulation test to detect pregnancy, that gives you an idea of what it could look like for you. 10 DPO. And my beautiful progression lines. And my dye stealer. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this video because I find it fascinating, but it can kind of take a while. So just fast forwarding. And there it is. I could not believe what I was seeing. And this was at 12 DPO. Okay, so I am sorry if that was a little bit shaky. I just kind of wanted to show you all of that. I can make a post about that if you'd like. I do also want to talk about a group that Josh and I started. It's a Trying to Conceive group that is not only for women. We have not been able to find a group that incorporates the men in the trying to conceive world, which we really don't think is fair because men are just as much a part of it as the women are. And Josh made a good point saying that he feels like a sperm donor in the whole experience, and that was really hard for me to take because we had never just had sex because I was ovulating until the 26th, when I was like, we either are gonna have sex and maybe get pregnant from just one time, or we're out this month and we'll have to try again next month. And somehow, by the grace of the universe, we got pregnant after just having sex once. And I'm so happy that we did that, but it made me feel really guilty that we had sex just because I was ovulating. And a lot of women talk about, you know, do we have to have sex? Like, do you think this is the right day, or can I wait till tomorrow? Or we had sex yesterday and today, do I have to have sex tomorrow? And that's really sad for us because our sex life is a very healthy one. And anyway, I want to share this group with you because I think if you are trying to conceive and you want a different approach than maybe some of the other trying to conceive groups or methods, this is a really open forum that you can talk to a lot of other women that are struggling. We talk about BBT charting, OPKs, PCOS. We talk about line progressions and things like that. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And this, like I said, is for both the men and the women. So that is probably backwards. So I'm going to put a link down below so that you can, is that backwards? Do you see it backwards, or is this just me? Anyway, TTC, BBT, OPK, TWW, all of those acronyms, men and women, if you're trying to conceive, this is going to be a really good group for you. It's very small still, but it's growing. So that group. And then also, if you are pregnant and due in September, here is a lovely group for you. We have no rules at all. Put that, oh, can't see it. Boom, boom. Boom. Due in September. I like to have 0 rules except for don't be an asshole in the groups that I make because people need to talk about stuff. How are we supposed to learn if we're silenced? Let's talk about the weird, gross things that are all about pregnancy and trying to conceive and birth and all that stuff. So these groups are for anybody trying to conceive, pregnant, due anywhere near September. Go ahead and join. I'll put the link below, and I hope to see all of you on your journeys. Leave a comment below if you would like to get a direct link. If you have any comments about your journey that you'd like to share, I love to hear about it. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll also link those below. Expect a video every Thursday. That is my turnover day of the week. This coming Thursday, I will be 6 weeks, so expect a 6-week bump, date, video, pregnancy update. And I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.